Greetings, my friends, and welcome to another review on the Real Movie News Podcast. I am your host, Kylan Riley, and I'll tell you what, we've got an excellent review for an excellent film today. A film that I've been waiting to see for several years now. I'm a huge fan of what this movie is about. I'm a huge fan of the music that this is about. And why am I even leaving the suspense out? You know what this is. You clicked on this. This is my review of Bohemian Rhapsody.
My family. We believe in each other. That's everything. We're going to do great things.
Bohemian Rhapsody is a biopic that chronicles the years that led up to Queen's incredible and legendary performance at the Live Aid 1985 concert. It starts from the very beginning of the film, where we see Freddie Mercury, played by Rami Malek, where the very first scene, the very first sequence, we see him not as the lead singer of the amazing 80s band, but as a luggage bag loader at an airport. He has dreams and aspirations to be something greater, and we can see that when here in his family life. And then the movie shifts to him meeting what would become the rest of the Queen band and starting to get into the recording process. What was it like in those recording studios while they were recording such great hits as Killer Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, We Will Rock You, and many, many more. Then we go into Freddie Mercury's later life, where he eventually left Queen and tried to become a solo act. That didn't go out so well. The film also touches on his, not as much as a lot of people wanted, but the film does touch on his crazy life as he got more and more famous, where he was doing a lot of drugs, as well as having all these crazy parties and having sexual relations with many different partners, many men. The movie touches on all that beautifully, crescendoing and finally ending on that Live Aid concert. And let me tell you, I loved this movie. First off, it was a lot of fun. I have been anticipating seeing this movie ever since it came out. At first, the film was going to star Sacha Baron Cohen as the lead in the film, but he eventually dropped out of the project, and that's where we got Rami Malek in here. The film's also directed by Bryan Singer. Now, some may know that Bryan Singer did not actually finish the project. The project was eventually picked up and directing duties were finished by Dexter Fletcher. However, Bryan Singer did record and direct the majority of this movie, so he gets full directing credits for the film. And I've got to say, Bryan Singer did an amazing job of directing this. Despite what anybody's views may be on the man, I know that there was a lot of behind-the-scene drama, and I know that there has to be some reviewers out there that gave this movie a negative review, or at least took points off because of Bryan Singer himself. But pull away from that. Separate the artist from the art. The art this movie is fantastic. Rami Malek gives a lifetime performance as Freddie Mercury. I don't think that there could really be anybody any better to perfectly showcase just how lively and energetic Freddie Mercury was. He embodied this perfectly. I did not see the actor Rami Malek. I saw Freddie Mercury on stage singing these songs. I saw Freddie Mercury in the recording studios. I saw Freddie Mercury partying it up in the middle of the film. If he is not nominated for Academy Award, by this point I have to say that's a crime. I don't know if, honestly, I don't know if there's anybody better to be able to play the role. And let's get over to the music. Damn, this movie sounds fine. This movie is perfect for seeing in IMAX, and that's what I saw it in. The concert scene at the end puts you right there in the audience watching Freddie Mercury perform live on stage. It is absolutely insane. what they were able to accomplish. I don't know if Freddie actually, or I'm sorry, see, I already did it. I don't know if Rami Malek actually sang the songs. I'm pretty sure they probably dubbed over the actual live performance that Freddie Mercury put on over Rami Malek lip singing. But if they did do that, they did it flawlessly. And I'll tell you what, if they didn't do that and Rami Malek actually sang during those scenes, oh my God, this movie deserves all the Academy Awards for sound effects, for best editing, best acting. Give it all the awards right now. Give this movie all the awards. I loved this film. The beginning is awesome. The end ends on this great crescendo that just makes you leave the theater with an absolute high. Now, I'm giving this movie a lot of praise. It's not perfect. I do have to say that about 3/4 into the film, we get to where Freddie Mercury is in a place in his life where he has started to go downhill. He's starting to argue with the band. He has started to push a lot of people away, and he thinks that he's the number one cat. He's top of the world, and he can start going out and recording his own stuff in his own solo act. The film really slows down the pace here, and I get why that they would do this. Not everybody is the biggest fan of Freddie Mercury's solo ventures. They much prefer him with Queen, and the filmmakers went out of their way to show this drop by making Freddie Mercury a little bit more down, a little more dour. He's pushing everybody away. He's depressed. And that is a huge tone change from what we were doing at the very beginning of the movie all the way to the middle of the movie and then where the film actually ends. It's almost as if it was directed by two directors, which, as I said at the very beginning, we had Dexter Fletcher, who had to come in and do a bunch of reshoots because Bryan Singer failed to finish out his directorial duties. I don't know if these scenes are where that change happened, but it absolutely feels like a completely different director came in and just started directing that 3/4 of the way. However, once we pick back up, he gets back together with the band. Spoiler alert. I guess if you didn't know that was a spoiler, then you wouldn't be watching a Queen movie. But when he finally gets to getting back together with the band and they start to record again and they're starting to get ready for that Live Aid concert, the film really starts to pick back up and we hit that high note. And that concert scene, I'm going to continue to gush about this. That concert scene is so good. You completely forget about any of the faults that you had with the movie. I dare you to not sing along with the crowd. And by crowd, I don't even mean the people on screen. I'm talking about the people that are going to be in the movie theater with you. I dare you to not sing along with everybody in your theater when they play Bohemian Rhapsody, when they play Hammer to Fall, when they play We Are the Champions. It is so concert-like and energetic. I was sitting in the theater, and right next to me was this kid. And when I first went into this movie, I'm like, oh, great, I have to sit next to this kid while I'm watching this movie. And by the end, I was singing along with this kid next to me to We Are the Champions, along with everybody else in the theater. It wasn't overly dramatic. No one was going to hear us singing outside. But I could hear the people behind me singing. I was singing. I wasn't annoyed because that's what this film did. It immerses the audience into being there at that Live Aid concert and going on this journey with Queen. That is what an excellent biopic is supposed to do. And that is why I love this movie so damn much. If you are anywhere near an IMAX theater, go out and see Queen. Go out and see Bohemian Rhapsody. This is a film that needs to be watched by all. I'm not even joking. If you need to make a little bit of a drive to go see IMAX, I promise you it will be worth it. There is no way that you leave the theater disappointed. Overall, I'm going to give my score of Bohemian Rhapsody an 8 out of 10. Like I said earlier, this isn't a 100% perfect movie. I am docking a little bit of points for that slowdown in there. But I'll tell you what, those are minor nitpicks. This is almost a perfect movie. The cinematography, the sound editing, the acting, the directing, it is so damn good. This is absolutely one of my favorite movies that has come out this year. The year's not over, but by the end of the year, unless I am in a position where my socks are just blown off in the next 2 months, this is going in my top 10. This might even go into my top 5. Bohemian Rhapsody, go see it and enjoy yourself. And that is going to conclude my review for Bohemian Rhapsody. What did you think? Have I persuaded you with my glorious words to go out and see the film? Were you smart, and have you already seen the film? Leave a comment below. I want to know what you guys thought about this movie. Don't let the lower meh critics out there persuade you to think that this movie is just meh. This movie is something the entire family can enjoy. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you so much for listening. Remember that you can always catch me on my blog, realmovienews.net. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Kylan Real Critic. I'm always going to be on there, and you guys can always send me questions. I'll happily answer any questions or comments that you guys tweet at me. My name's Kylan Riley, host of the Real Movie News Podcast, and until next time, keep it real.